Oh dear. Good morning, everyone. Okay, no, good afternoon. Right, I'm gonna start from my monthly again because as the days go on, this candle's gonna shift like either higher or lower, and it just gives you a bit more perspective on what's happening. So, okay, that's fine. Weekly, the weekly candle just opened. We should expect a power of three. If we're continuing higher, manipulation lower, distribution higher. Daily, I'm going to mark daily points of interests that are close by, not necessarily anything major right now. Okay, we did touch that fair value gap on ES, but not on NQ. Let's go down to the 4 hour. There's almost perfect equal lows. So that would be our sell side target. Maybe if not hit today, maybe Tuesday or something if we're bearish. Let's see if we're getting the same. Okay, so we're not reflecting the same price action in ES. And this is interesting now. So ES is holding within this 4 hour gap. At the same time, we're about to inverse. So let's just narrate what happened. We made an order block here. We closed above it. Next candle dug into it. We went higher. Next candle did an immediate rebalance. Then this candle here is a potential order block. We then closed above it, so then this candle should be supported in this range and continue higher. However, you can see that we've clearly disrespected that range. In fact, technically, the order block could go down to here. So um, we'll have to see how this candle closes in 45 minutes. But it does look like we're potentially more bearish. Um, let's keep it going. So what happened here was this hourly sweep created a potential breaker pattern in here, touched in this fair value gap for a drop, and you can see this hourly candle close create this order block here. So when we opened, we touched back into the wick, and now if we're to distribute lower, we should at least touch 50% of this trading range, which is here. And then any other targets is any other targets in discount are likely to get hit also if we're bearish. I'm just gonna post this on the thing. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we're actually reflecting that same price action for NQ. So what did NQ do while it did that sweep? Okay, so NQ also had swept the buy side. We closed below these green candles, making this our order block range and including up to the top of that wick. This candle has then opened since then, dug into that range slightly, and we'll look for where discount is of this and the first PD array that we might get some kind of rejection from. So we have an order block in this zone. We've got a well, we'll go to the 15-minute. We'll have a look at some more. And okay, So this is quite a fairly balanced area in price. We've had a lot of back and forth action. And so because this is balanced, there's a there's a really useful tip in market maker models as to when to expect acceleration and speed and when not to. When an area in price has been fully balanced or, you know, given this type of pattern, we know that on the next right side of the curve, to when it goes through this area, this will be a very fast area to travel through. So imagine this fair value gap was left completely open, something like that in terms of range. I would expect, looking at this out of 100 times, this more than likely will just completely get wiped through and then it will stop in the fair value gap, maybe go a little bit lower, it will fortify it and then drop lower, something like that. Well, whatever we do before we get there, and if we get there. But for speed purposes, areas that are balanced tend to be ran through faster on the opposite side of the curve as opposed to areas that are left open like imbalances. So fair value gaps, any liquidity voids, etc. Um, so let's see. This looks quite good because we've opened today as running yesterday's high, like Friday's high. Now, let me just grab my sheet so I make sure we're going through the right. I'm actually gonna paste because you can like make notes inside TradingView. So I don't know where exactly it is. It's in here because when I go to select here, oh, okay, so I have to make it on ES. Is that it? There we go. Add a note. Here we go. Done. Add. Now I'm going to keep that like that for a moment and I'm going to go through it completely. So economic calendar. I can speed through that one because I've already checked that earlier. But it is a valid day to trade because we do have a red news event which was at 8:45. Our weekly and daily draw of liquidities. So weekly, there's no real objectives other than because we're in all-time highs, other than maybe this order block and just maybe wanting to seek a little bit of a rebalance before a continuation. Same for ES. Daily, we have this daily fair value gap represented with almost perfect equal lows on the 4 hour. Oops. So weekly and daily profiles. So the daily profile that we've currently had is a accumulation, potential manipulation above this high for a distribution lower, which is what was sort of getting projected on the hourly. And that could, this could just flip, but we'll have to monitor the lower time frame price action. Where's the next one? Market maker structure. So yeah, market maker structure on the 1 hour is very similar. Is currently bearish, and we'll also confirm this on YM. So you can see, let's start with the daily. I had that sell side marked 4 hour. We're in a 4 hour bearish fair value gap. We're respecting bearish PD arrays. Okay, it's not like we're on this side of the curve going higher. You can clearly see that we're continuing to drop. The hourly is reflecting the exact same bearish 1 hour gap, touches into it, drops, creates an order block, drops. This is this is an inverse fair value gap here. And so another confirmation of this would be for this session If we see a close below here, we could use this to continue lower. I'm gonna keep that off because I don't really draw on YM much. Oh no, I need to get rid of that. So our structure is bearish for the 1 hour and 15 minute. Currently, our lower time frame and higher time frame premium and discount, so I did speak about that slightly, is that the hourly, we are in a fair premium of the range. So the lowest PD array, or the first PD array I would expect is this kind of order block to get touched for a continuation higher. And yeah, I'll just draw that out briefly. Something like that. So that kind of area. And then for lower time frame, if we're to sell, I would draw it from the 15-minute swing high to the swing low. So let's say, for example, we get a retracement in here and I don't know, any kind of setup, the fib you would need to be drawing is from that high to this low, and you would need for it to touch 50%. Otherwise, what could happen is it will touch here, you get your entry, you're thinking that you're going to go lower, it's going to sweep you, and it does that. So just by ensuring you're waiting for 50% minimizes risk. What's next? Check opening range gaps and NWOGs. So let's check for those. Regular trading hours gap. I'm just going to start by drawing a random box, and then let's switch. Okay, so we're not going to be opening pretty much at any gap. That's quite nice, because then that means there's relatively even bias either side. As although something to note that I did do that quite fast was that there is gaps below. So you can see there is a big gap here inside this daily fair value gap. Yeah. And then with that, it was NWOGs. So let's check our NDOGs and NWOGs. We've clearly got two overlapping NDOGs. What have we got here? So this is where our weekly open is. We have traded slightly above the weekly open. If we're expecting a bullish week, we would want so open, manipulation lower, maybe another sweep for a continuation like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday type pattern. You have to wait for more data later in the week to confirm that. Our next bullet point is don't trade off the left side. So in essence, this is basically saying if I wanted to be long, when price is coming down here, I don't try and jump into even though this was a 1 hour order block, I will not jump into some like 5 minute time frame and look for some buy, or 1 minute time frame and try and buy, because you very easily could be buying the Judas. So in a previous live stream, I spoke about how, or the last one, I spoke about how in discount PD arrays, price will seek Judases away for a continuation lower into the next PD array, and then it will do the same thing again. It will retrace, given the Judas, and then every time you're trying to catch the bottom by trying to enter in this leg here and this leg here, and it never works, bro. It just never. So it's best to just wait for 15-minute market structure to confirm that, i.e. like this. So you would want at least 2 or 3 PD arrays being disrespected or created on 2 out of the 3 pairs you have. So look here, right? We're creating bullish PD arrays. We're respecting order blocks. Is there fair value gaps? There's a fair value, tiny one. No, that's an immediate rebalance, so it's still a bullish PD array, and we're disrespecting these bearish PD arrays until we get to this bit. We take the high. Now, this bearish shift creates this order block. That's not the only sign here. We've also got a bearish fair value gap. We've traded into it. We've respected it. We've created another bearish PD array, which is this order block. This should not have been created if we're likely to be more bullish. So it's just about weighing up what's being disrespected and what's being created. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. NWOGs, we can see ES is potentially respecting the NWOGs. Maybe on the 15 hourly. Oh no, sorry. I'll leave that. Okay, so 15-minute point of interest. I need to choose a valid and clean 15-minute point of interest that hasn't been touched before. This would mean in a scenario where we create a bearish fair value gap. Okay, actually we have created one just here. Imagine that we touch into this bearish fair value gap once, one 15-minute candle. We get some sort of rejection, and then the next candle touches it, and then it gets some sort of like this, and then maybe another candle, and then another candle. By the time it's done that, you don't want to be trading that, because ICT calls this an exhausted PD array, and exhausted PD arrays are less likely to that, like, they're lower probability, mainly even due to just logic, because what we want is we want fast, sharp, and I think it's aggressive, he uses what as his words to describe the reaction from the PD array. So if we had a clean 15-minute gap, not some small little thing here, seeing price touch into that, we would, for a very strong, no, for a very high likelihood trade that you're bearish, you would want to see a good reaction from that. So you'd want to see expansion and distribution lower, just continuing, instead of accumulation. Okay, let's continue. 8:30 and midnight. So realistically, these are not things that you need to consider just yet, because we haven't actually met a 15-minute point of interest. So currently the one we're waiting for is this 15-minute point of interest, which we'll go back over. But to explain 8:30 and midnight, we're below midnight and we're below 8:30. However, which means that we can't just blindly sell unless one of two reasons. One reason would be that on the hourly or the 15-minute, we've created some kind of BPR that spaces price, or like splits price from these levels. And then the second reason would be if, like it's potentially doing now on 9:30 open, so we've touched midnight. If now, when we drop lower, we create the PD array and touch into it here, we are valid to sell below midnight, because it's like mitigated it, right? Like it's already done the manipulation to touch that level, which is what we wanted. Let's get some music here. Right. Okay, ES is continuing to drop. Let's monitor the 15-minute charts. I'm going to turn off the NWOGs. 15-minute chart looks good. Let's check YM. Very similar. This is really nice when you're seeing when you're seeing the markets move in tandem. It looks good, but I think NQ is building into a premium at the same time that these are showing bearish profiles. So it is possible. So this is our 15-minute point of interest that we're in right now. I'm going to delete this one. And this is just something that I'm going to be looking into to see how we react. Let's check the 4. Okay, if I was a 1 minute trader, this 1 minute gap here would look kind of juicy. Oh, actually, I believe it's contract rollover. What is it? NQ. Is it U? NQ. Let me check. Oh no. Wait. Oh, let me check that 1 minute. What's happening? So this inverse here. Okay, that might be something I'm gonna try actually, because I quite like this. No, I don't know. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I don't like the 15-minute reversal on there. I don't like that candle. Did this touch discount of the range that it's in? Not yet. That's fair. Okay. Our next potential PD raise are this order block, this inverse here, and if we were to drop even further, this candle or maybe these two candles. But yeah, we need to be careful because we need to monitor ES and YM here in case there is a reversal scenario playing out, because it might have been where was discount? Okay, discount's still a fair way. We'll have to check back in about 7 minutes when those candles close, these 15 minutes, see to confirm what direction. the higher time frame should be more of a parent though. So even though due to this 1 hour candle creating the order block, like we are coming back up, it should be respected and it should continue lower till discount. Let's see YM. Okay, it is in a 1 hour. We could potentially look at this as an order block. Not yet, because I mean, well, it completely got disrespected, but it's the first sign of maybe something is happening. The volume imbalance in here was closed nicely. We did sweep this low, we swept that low. They were relative equal lows. We could monitor the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, if this closes above this candle, that would actually look good for an order block. But yeah, we need to see that reflected on the 15-minute. Because what we're currently trying to do is we're trying to figure out which side was the Judas. Was the move up from the open here, was that the Judas and we're to continue lower and we're just seeking a retracement? Or is it the opposite? Is it this move here down to this low, that was the Judas, and now we're starting to get our real move? It's quite a 50-50 looking candle. Yes, the news today was at 8:30, which is good because it means that we can trade today. If there was no red news, it would not be a trading day today. In fact, I had made, I'm gonna paste it in here. This is a little sheet that I made. Essentially, there's two different versions of FOMC that you need to be careful with. There's FOMC statement and there's FOMC meeting minutes. The meeting minutes is the fake one. It's not the fake one, but it's not the major one. It's essentially just a recap of what decisions were made on the previous FOMC statement, the official one, the one that does the major move. And so here's the notes regarding that. Other ones to keep in mind is no red news Mondays. If there's 2 red news events in one session, you must wait for both to be released. And if there's a USD bank holiday, let's just say if there was one tomorrow, we have one on Wednesday. It means that on Tuesday's PM session, you need to be careful because the PM session leading into a bank holiday can consolidate. cool. We're calm, collected, and focused. Oh dear. We need to see. Okay, this looks good. We get a closure like this, and we can continue nicely with our bias. We don't. Basically, stuff I'm looking for is I don't want to close above this for YM, and then for ES it would be something similar, but maybe like this gap or something with the 830 line. If we're already being held in here, we don't need to be going higher. It's 30 seconds. NQ is looking bearish. This is, although it's done some kind of sweep and it looks a little bit. Actually, if it closes below these black candles, that'd look really nice. 20 seconds. Okay. It's still validating this as an order block. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that closed on that line. This respected this as an order block. Didn't close below there though. Yes, something similar. Let's see what we get. If we could get some kind of sweep maybe on this high, that would look really nice. Oh, but I think that 1 minute would have played out nicely because I would have had. So my take entry would have been roughly here. Stop loss was like. Like on 79. Oh yeah, so it would have hit a 1-to-1 roughly. So yeah, this could be actually getting a bit dangerous. Ooh. What don't we like? What would be the absolute worst case scenario? Well, for us to come back up to here, because once it kind of breaks this high, we're left with a breaker pattern. Oh, not from there, sorry. Like here. And if the breaker pattern's like one of the strongest patterns, oh, I don't know. Like this doesn't look good. Especially considering that you can definitely argue it's taken sell side into a discount type PD ray. Yeah. And then ES, what would we not want reflected? Okay. It's interesting to note that that 1 minute gap was held perfectly through here as an inverse. If I was a 1 minute sell type trader, I'm not, because I would never switch my strategy for another one. But if I was, I'd be looking, because what we've got here is clear bearish market structure. First is you've got this inverse. Okay, you got your liquidity sweep, breaker structure. First stage, low risk sell. Then you've got either your first stage or some kind of accumulation, right? Now, if it makes another fair value gap, any kind of entry in here with a protected stop loss. You ain't even gotta be that high. It could be, I don't know, something like that. That's quite a good trade. Just roughly that idea of entering in here with some kind of stop loss. What's the 5 minute reflect? Yeah, something similar. It could come all the way up and touch this order block. Even if it closes below that wick, that entire range is your order block, don't forget. So, you know, however you wanted to play that. There's opportunities there because our discount is like somewhere in this zone. So there's room to continue lower. You're selling in higher time frame premium and you're selling in um, lower time frame. Okay, if you're on that time frame, like a 1 minute, your lower time frame would be like this. So yeah, you'd need to enter, I don't know, somewhere around there. That would be a good trade. Unless you could read the structure of it not going higher. This is an hourly order block. I could refine it a bit better to like the most sensitive part. And yeah, this is where you're gonna expect some kind of Judas because it's touched the first dis. Let me actually make sure again. I'm gonna draw it out this time. I know, so yeah, discount is actually much lower. So maybe it doesn't give a Judas on this part, but this. Let's save that. It's because this PD array kind of sinks into 50% also. So like it overlaps with it, which makes that good. But if we do get the Judas from here, so some kind of retracement back into the ring, I want to monitor how this closes in respect to this candle here as a reclaimed order. We need to be patient. Oh, as long as we don't go back to all-time highs, we chillin'. Oh yeah, trust me, bro, because that would be nice. We could get some good price action for these few days back into this range. And then what we want to be careful of. Let's actually check the next week's news. Oh, okay, so there's no major news there. FOMC meeting minutes. That's not the one we want. Okay, NFP. So Because yo, I've seen this so many times where you can look through this as well, yeah. And every time I'm gonna be proven right. On a Friday, um, when there's NFP, the entire week, if you're bullish, pretty much is bearish. So, look, yeah, if your entire higher time frame direction is bullish on an NFP week, that Monday and Tuesday is gonna come down. That Wednesday even, and maybe the Thursday. But sometimes on the Thursday it can already slightly reverse. That Friday NFP comes, yeah, it's gonna tap back into some discount or PV rate or take some low liquidity sweep, and that thing is gonna take all buy side, every single buy side that's on this left side. You're gonna look back and you're gonna think, I can't even believe it's taken all them highs. I wish I held them type moves, and it does it all the time. Oops. So, what would we want? I mean, this is projecting a bit too far now, but imagine if the next few weeks we just get this creating liquidity on buy side, because it needs to create it in order to sweep it. Sometimes it's gonna leave equal highs, and it's gonna get you thinking, yo, why have we left them? Why haven't we swept them? A bit like here, and it's for that other side of the curve, and then that NFP will come in, and before you know it, it's all gone. Let's check what YM's up to now. Okay, still respect him. 4 minutes. I need to check the lower time frame. Yeah, so like, bro, I don't trade this, but some kind of sell. What happened to that 1 minute? Oh yeah, this is basically the 1 minute. Like, look at this kind of move. Even just to catch a 1-to-1 or something. I just know it's gonna work, but I'm not gonna take it 'cause it's not my model. That's FOMO. That's kind of what happened on this trade up here. So everything was basically ticked off other than the fact that the 15-minute candle, like, I can't explain it. Like, something I'd seen in that 15-minute candle did not look good for ES and YM. And you can kind of see, like, in a different dimension, that 15-minute candle was the reversal. And imagine if you tried doing that same, like, sell. So I would have been entered there. I don't know, something like that. But imagine you tried doing that sell, and because it looks good, it literally, like, nothing looks wrong with it other than the other pairs. And I think, okay, when they were up here, bro, for all you know, that could have been the reversal, and then we're heading back to them highs. Like, I don't know, bro. Yes, whoever's in here probably knows who I'm talking about, but a certain person that was streaming that like kind of we make fun of a little bit. They ended up taking another loss yesterday, yeah, not yesterday, Friday, sorry, and they did it again. Like that was twice in that week where when they're in their trade, right? Like imagine if I'm in a trade here. Okay, let's just say like I'm here, and my stop loss is like here. I'm gonna close the stream before it hits my stop loss because I don't understand that. Is that out of rage or is that what is that? Like, bro, yo, why is it that trading can be sometimes so hard to accept losers? Like, it's mad. We're programmed in such a way that like I'm talking about normal society, normal jobs, normal education, everything. That if you do everything right, like I'm talking, if you study however many hours a day, if you just do the right equations on your test, if you just listen to your boss, if you just, you know, do whatever you need to do right, you're gonna win, you're gonna make money, and you're gonna succeed. But in trading, bro, I swear, yo, you can do everything right. Like, you can sit here, be the most patient man you've ever been, surprise yourself, follow your entire checklist to the T, and still take a loser. Like, that's some next level. Okay, I don't like that. No. It can be difficult sometimes, bro. It can get you feeling like you're mad different. Like, oh, this is gonna be a bit disappointing if this goes down. Imagine that. I don't know. It's possible that there's no trade for me. I'm not gonna force trades. My last two trades were all on me. I accept every bit of responsibility, and yeah, they weren't following my checklist. I reviewed them, and they were not trades I should have taken. So I should actually be 0 trades so far. No, I should be 1 trade or 1 win. I miscalculated a move. Not today, but on a different time. I don't know why. I don't know why the human body does. Not the human mind. Like, you know within yourself that if you just follow all your checklists and you just are consistent every single day with that everything will be fine. But for some reason, you be seeing these things on the charts and then be like, yo, I'm not gonna follow him for this trade. I'm gonna do this instead. And I've seen this before type move, and before you know it, you've taken a loss and you're sitting there thinking, why didn't I just follow my checklist? Like, why is my brain working against me? We're not on the same team. That's mad. Kind of wanted to do like make a short-term low here and then do a sweep of that for lower continuation, but that's what I'm just thinking. I doubt that that's what we'd get. But at least that would be the high probability scenario that we continue lower, because leaving these highs now, if you tried taking a short after it inverses something like this, it could just be wanting to clear them highs again and then go lower, or even just continue higher. So just to clear, you know, clear some of this up, make it a bit more high probability. thought about this. If you really wanted to become an amazing trader, I think instead of trying to perfect a strategy, instead of like obviously that's what you should be doing in the meantime, in the like times you're not actually trading, right? Like you're trying to gain knowledge, you're trying to perfect a strategy, you're trying to build something. But when you're actually on the charts, it's a completely different focus on what you need to be learning. You need to be like, wait, where's that gone? Here. So what? Let me write out some things. Patience, discipline. What's the opposite of not having fear? Okay, fearless slash confident. Confidence. I need what other practices would you need to be good at to be a skilled trader? You need to be a long-term thinker. So just not basing your results off of a few trades. Be looking at the larger picture. Wait, I don't know how long that's been unplugged. Able to view things in objectivity. Okay, so to be an objective thinker. Wait, what do you mean by that, actually, bro? Expand on that. Let's add that though. To be an objective thinker. To be. But why is the music so loud? There we go. Let me cycle through these time frames because we could get some sort of trade opportunity here. I've got a 4 minute, but like 5 minutes the best one. So I'll check the 5 minute. I like how this high was. So what do we want to make sure of? Yeah, that this candle remains below this order block here, because this could look quite bad for a reversal. YM still disrespecting bearish PD raise. ES is giving us a bit of a retracement, but this is why we need to be careful, because this could be this like the initial stage of that reversal. You don't want to be trying to sell just yet. So a close below here would be so good, but we'll have to see, because otherwise, what's it going to show? If it closes like this now, it's going to say that this is a potential order block. This is a potential reclaimed order block. That's okay. We might just be reaching into OTE of this range that we're in, of this candle to this low, because we are in OTE area. What does the 5 minute reflect? Yeah, the 5 minute looks like could seek these highs up here and this liquidity. But my main point with this was gonna be that, like, when you're on the charts, a good plan might be to focus on one of these every day and switch it. So like if you can get 5 of them Monday or like whenever, you know, like you're focusing on being patient. Like you're gonna solely focus on being patient for that day. Doesn't matter. And then the next day you focus all on discipline, because I think it can be hard to focus on every single one of these every single day, right? And there's more, right? Fearless, confident, long-term thinker, and to be an objective thinker all at the same time, like every day. That's crazy, bruv. It's like easier to work on them and improve when you're focusing. Let's check where. Hmm. Didn't touch discount of that higher time frame range. That's what I don't like about this. Because you can definitely see this as a potential. Oh, we touched the 4 hour order block. Okay. So that's what all of this was. Um, let's draw that out. Oh, we could be actually bullish here now. What's the reaction we're getting on the 1 hour and 15 minute from this? So the 1 hour, this candle closed fairly bullish. We haven't necessarily filled much of this wick in. 15 minute would confirm bullish structure with a close, I don't know, with some kind of fair value gap or inverse of this, along with the PD raise it's making down here. Same for ES, an inverse over that 15 minute and a close over 830, something like that. Or even, you know, if it wanted to go higher, that would look even nicer. Oh yeah, okay, we actually could get a good buy. Oh, so this is what I was talking about when I was saying down here that, like, because this low could have been like that, but so now we've got our higher time frame PD ray that we touched into. I wasn't aware of that 4 hour. Let me check on ES, a similar 4 hour candle. Is this not the Jude? Okay, 4 hour opened 10 minutes ago. How did the hourly close again? Yeah. See, the 4 hour looks different on NQ and ES. I have to check these candle closures. It's like it's basically a never-ending cycle of just checking candle closures, the next candle closure, the next candle closure, and just seeing, like, is it respecting bearish PD rays? Is it respecting bullish PD rays? That's literally as simple as it needs to be. Obviously, you need your higher time frame bias. And then if it is, that's when you're going down to your lower time frame to check for your potential entry opportunities. And then if it isn't, so right now, yeah, a close above this would not be looking good for sells. Even though it could close above and then still go down. Let's readjust. Let's check ES, YM, and NQ. One minute left. This is why it's so important to be looking at this candle closure, because imagine you had drawn out this 15-minute fair value gap with a volume imbalance and you just sat here on this 5 minute and just thought, you know what, I'm gonna wait for the first. I've seen so many YouTube shorts like this telling you to wait for the first bearish fair value gap to sell the first 1 minute bearish fair value gap in a 15-minute order block, in a 15-minute fair value gap. You might as well just take it blind and just say, like, look, I'm gonna trade that. 30 seconds. At this point, I want it to close above. I don't want it to give me any doubt in my mind that we might still be bearish. I feel like it could though. So I need to be alert. Okay. Oh my god. What? God, bro. This is a sticky one still. Oh dear. Okay, let's narrate this price. So, respecting bearish PD raise, we have our sweep. Okay, we create this as an order block, this up candle. We dig back into it. We go lower. We create a volume imbalance, small fair value gap. We touch into it. We displace lower. We actually close below the low after we've swept the buy sell side. We are still in here, which is a higher time frame PD array. This next candle, it doesn't close above the order block. It doesn't close above the reclaimed order block. We then have a large expansion with a dig back into the range with this next candle confirming this is an order block and this is a reclaimed order block. So that looks bullish in my opinion. Let's check ES. Very similar approach. I'm just going to start from here to speed it up. We touched into this order block. Next candle didn't continue to close bearish, and it didn't create as our order block here for a continuation. Instead, we've had two potentially bullish candles, one almost inversing, and this is a immediate rebalance that it's done right here. So yeah, I think we're bullish. We best not go down now. I reckon we could sweep that low. Oh, actually, that is quite low. Wait, is that the same low? Hold up. Oh, it is. Why does it look so much lower on that 15-minute? It looks like it's basically up there, but then all of a sudden you go to the 15-minute and it's like down here somewhere. Probably because of this wick. That makes it look like that. Okay. Let's double check. Right, we didn't close above the wick, but we did kind of close on the body. So essentially, this entire range that we're in now is bullish PDRA territory, because you could officially kind of count this as now an order block. And then this, although it is a volume imbalance, the actual inverse of the fair value gap was taken. So um, yeah, it's just something to look for. I don't like, that's not a good sweep in my opinion. Either creating a low like that to sweep, not necessarily this one, but to sweep this low, or to sweep this low. I'll take either for a buy. But then you have to think, right? So for a price to get down there, it has to create a bearish 15-minute candle. So we have to be right about this bias and direction. We need to be correct about our drawn liquidity. I need to double check this now because this is quite important. Did we create equal highs? Please tell me we didn't sweep. Yeah. Okay, so equal highs. Oh, that's thank you. YM is providing us what we want. Let's check for a low resistance liquidity run. Other than this opening at 9:30, we've got a plentiful amount of liquidity here as buy side. And above that, we've got this high here, which is probably likely to get ran out in the PM, essentially. I think that we could get something like this for today. Maybe some consolidation, maybe even just to run this high again. Or it could come up to there, type thing. We'll see. We just need to be alert of this potential sweep. Okay. Whoa. That's crazy, bro. What was that? Hmm. Let me see. What did it sweep? I don't like these as sweeps. And there's nothing to even enter on for a buy here in my model. Yo, bro. That's mad. This market selling pressure. It's super fractal though, so how we would look at, okay, I'll do it like this, so it's better to show exactly how you would use the 15-minute, how we used it here, showing, okay, bearish order block, fair value gap, we touch into it, rejection, created an order block, and then this candle validated this as a potential continue, like a reversal. Exactly that is how you would use the 1 minute, but you can't put as much emphasis onto it. That's why I don't like these lower time frames for this kind of price. Like when you're looking at price action, you only want to be on that 15, maybe the 5, maybe. Okay, so we got a big 5-minute gap. That's a nice buy in there, to be honest. I feel like I might get left behind here. That's fine. Sometimes you gotta get left behind. Every time these candles come down, these candles go up. I'm pretty sure YM is the new inverse. Look at this. That's crazy. Oh. Yeah, we look good for buys. We've got our equal highs. We've got strong, no, not strong, but we've got quite fair reasoning for bullish structure being shown. I just would have liked to have seen that close above that candle. Are we going to get that sweep? We might do. We're not really giving much else here. I'm actually expecting we might get like a big bearish move here. No, never mind. I'll be seeing too many people do that. It's too cringe. They'd be like, speed, speed here. The next two candles, speed, and then you end up watching it, and it's like 20 candles later, still there, and then they get rid of their speed. It's like, yo, they're just low key trying to do that to try and flex. They kind of don't know what they're on about, but they think they do. Speed incoming. Big green candles incoming. To be fair, might have called that though. Do you want to know why maybe I said that? Was because I'm hoping basically for it to leave a gap, and the only way for it to leave a gap, even on the 1 minute, would be to have our expansion. So I kind of don't want that candle to come all the way back up. What's our 15-minute looking like? Oh, wait. Bro, imagine this. Imagine the scenario where we just continue to drop and leave this buy side and leave this, and I've took a loss from that. I can't picture it, actually. So, in my mind, I should be confident about longs. Oh, snap! I was looking a bit mad. That's why I'm giving us. Okay. Yo. What have we got? We've got... Why is this got to be so... Oh, I hate that so much, you know. I'm starting to question whether the sell is that 5-minute gap here, or actually when it creates a 5-minute gap. Flip it. Oh, bro. So why is YM doing this? I don't understand. A few weeks ago, this was actually a good pair to look at for correlation. Like, it actually was accurate. Whenever NQ would go down, this would go down. And whenever this would go up, NQ would go up. Nowadays, it feels like it's just a joke. I've seen this last week as well, so many times. You don't know what to trust. I don't know whether to trust the close below here as this is an order block, or whether this close above here is to confirm bullish. So what does ES tell us? Ah, snakes, bro. Let's start with the higher time frame again. We're in a 4-hour bearish fair value gap. We're currently we have to just accept what is being respected as opposed to what we want to see. We are respecting this 4-hour bearish order block. The hourly, we gave an entire stretch up without a strong close, and it looks like we're going to respect this order block again. 15-minute, a close below here and on NQ would confirm that bias of definitely being bearish. It's mad how fast one candle can completely switch your bias, bro. You gotta be careful now, dude. bloody out here. But so this 5 minute here was actually a good. That's quite a good opportunity. Let me see this actually. I would much rather prefer to see a 5 minute bearish fair value gap though. No, don't do this, bro. Oh no, no. We could still be bullish. We could. Because what we might have been doing was drop in so that we could create something like this, yeah. A 3 minute gap. You know what? Big man things, bruv. Let me just double check. I've got my lower time frame premium and discount. Okay, did hit discount. The 3 minute potential is there. Let me get rid of that 5 minute. So yo, this is mad, bro. Am I a bad crackhead? Bro, what? What? Yo, there's no way. Nah, forget it. YOLO. It's not, no, it's not YOLO. It's not YOLO. But because everything is in line ticked off, the only scenario that could really disturb this is if this candle wanted to close bearish, to continue bearish structure. And I kind of did like how that 4 hour on ES was showing a potential for lows. Wait, let me check. What was that 1 hour? Oh, bro. How have we left perfect equal highs again? How? Like, my only reason for wanting to go down here was for discount, and maybe that this is the long-term draw. Whereas now, oh yeah, we could be making, like, we could be engineering buy side for a continuation lower type scenario. So that is on my mind. Let me see. I mean, I like the idea of taking this buy side here, and this being a range day, a Monday, what do you call it? A Z, it's like a Z swing day or something. So let's just monitor if that closes above, because if it does, I'll probably take it. Okay. I've placed my limit. Let's see how this reacts. No, my stop loss isn't there. Oh no, wait, 7 times. Okay, we're being patient. My stop loss is there, and I haven't set my take profit, but my take profit would be something like that, 1-to-1. I'm gonna have to keep readjusting this, and essentially, if this creates a 3 minute fair value gap, I'm gonna adjust my entry for this volume imbalance here. So my entry would be something like this, incorporating the same, because my stop loss is officially, oh okay, oh so I'm tagged in, okay, that's nice. Wait, how am I tagged in? Oh, it's because MNQ is slightly different to NQ. Okay, So MNQ has actually touched that, um, what do you call it? That fair value gap, this inverse here, but NQ hasn't. There'll only be a slight difference between these markets. Yeah, my take profit. I would like to hold for these highs, but it's not part of my plan. So I'm not gonna do that because there's been plenty of times I've been greedy and tried aiming for something like that and then it doesn't work out. But I am very happy in this trade in that everything is ticked off and I should be proud of the result, whether win or lose, because that's what matters the most, being more consistent with your entries. Not entries, but like specifically the strategy, the checklist, the plan. So I'm just gonna have to move this up maybe to show that I'm tagged in, I suppose. And I can get rid of this Fibonacci here because I'm not using that right now. We don't need it anymore. The 15-minute is correcting itself and it's looking a lot nicer. It's looking a lot more pleasant. And yes, we're getting our potential structure being shown here. This expansion looks great. Patience pays, discipline pays, being fearless and confident pays. We need to remain steadfast. Let's look at YM. Okay, so look at this. This is crazy, bro. Every time you get an up candle, you get the opposite. Look, so this is a green candle. It's a bearish candle. This is a bearish candle. It's a green candle. Like, bloody hell, man! I don't understand, bro. No, I don't want to change that. Let's zoom in. Let's go back to the 3-minute. We're just letting it play out. If we were to check the macro signatures here, you can see that. Okay, that's not something that I actually want to do right now because I don't care enough. But I will go over that another time properly in another live stream and show you. Because do you see right here, this candle closed at 10:30, and can you see how we had the continuation? If anyone here was watching that previous live stream where I was showing the macro signatures, it's in my Discord as well, the helpful info section under macros. There's a reversal that happens at 9:40, or is it 10 o'clock, roughly 10 o'clock, and at 10:30 there's a retracement entry for a continuation, and it's basically timed here. 10:30 we got a retracement entry, so we'll see how that played out. 17, actually my take profit's slightly lower because it's a bit different on MNQ. It is a 1-to-1 though, so my stop loss is probably like that. Actually, it's an exact 1-to-1 I've got drawn. But you're more than welcome to hold for these highs if you have that sort of factored in plan, you know, to take profit. I would definitely take a partial. No, look, if it's going to take that high, it's going to take the buy side. But even now would be a decent place to just take some kind of partial before, because no, it looks like it's a Z day, and what I mean by that is you can see we swept Asia low, we swept Asia high, we swept London low, and now it looks like we might be trying to go into sweep, not London high, but pre-New York high. So these highs here for a consolidation into the PM potentially, and that's just a daily profile that is. Right, we gotta be patient. We can't be fearful of any retracements. We know retracements are necessary. It's very common to be in a trade, and I fall victim to this also. But when you're in your trade, you assume that from your entry up to your take profit area, that you think it's just gonna go completely like in one move, right? Like it's not gonna have any retracements at all, but it's more than likely gonna go up, down, might create this kind of structure, get you scared, and do that. So if we look on the 5 minute here, did we close? Okay, we didn't close above that. Was there a fair value gap? There was. So we did close above our fair value gap. The main important one is just checking this 15 minute. We want to see our close above on ES. We want to see on YM us to hold this reclaimed order block and continue higher. It's quite a deep retracement. It might even be on my MNQ chart. This distance from this high to my take profit looks smaller. It actually looks like something, maybe half of that. So I don't know. This is kind of, it's not messed up, but it is slightly different with like the numbers. What have we got here? We've got a retracement back into this dealing range. We didn't quite yet touch discount. It's more than valid to touch discount. Maybe continue to work its way back inside this gap. The 5 minute, I would like to see by that time of the candle close a respect of this inverse here. We've got a small volume imbalance, so I would incorporate that. And the 2 minute close on ES is looking still strong, along with YM. So we're looking good here. There's nothing to be worried of, except that was quite a deep retracement. And this is also why I never put break even, because yo, if you put break even on trades, like, I don't know, it is a good risk management procedure for sure, but it also can do this so many times where it will just if you're trading Apex, you're gonna have a trailing drawdown, and to take profit into a stop loss at break even, you've basically took a loss when you're at an account high. When you're not on an account high, it doesn't really matter. You can sort of go for higher risk to reward trades, and they may play out nicely. Just not something that I'd recommend for account high strategies. There's nothing left to do. It's best not to try and overanalyze now, because it's like so easy to mismanage a trade. If I was to see this close here I may end up getting some emotional conflict, and oh wow, that would be mad, right? If it did. Best not be listening now. Yo, that's mad. And an emotional conflict's not good because once you start overanalyzing, you can only mismanage your trade. It's best to just place a trade, set your stop loss, set your take profit, and just leave it. Never touch it. Okay, not that you don't want to ever touch it, because there is times where it's good management to move, um, you know, limits that are set. But for the vast majority of trades, basically just set it and leave it. Looks like we're just gonna have to take our time and wait. And this is also why I don't like taking profit at like, so imagine, so this whole area here is full of liquidity, like this entire area, because you got to think about it, liquidity is in these body candles as well. People might have entries in here and they've put their stop loss to break even, or like, something like this. Now, if you're always taking profits at these like extremities, or like, you know, like your take profit lines at the top of the buy side, there's nothing wrong in that. But there's so many times where it does this. All I gotta do is zoom out and show you. It does that. Imagine you're selling and you've got to take profit here and it never hits and it does all that. Especially if you're going for like a if that was like a 1 to 4 trade and you've just let that hit break even without a partial or something. So I never like, this is in a nice area where all the liquidity is built up, because liquidity is more of a zone, not a line. The most forgotten PD array is the reclaimed order block and the rejection block. Like, so you can see here the discount of this entire range, right, from here to there, it touched and it got into the reclaimed order block. Wait, no, did it? No, okay, so it didn't, but on a higher time frame, maybe it did. No, it didn't either. But it touched deep premium. We had a Judas retracement, and this is our second stage continuing up. Because if you look at this as like a 1 minute market maker model, here we go. This is quite good now. This is a good lesson. So you've got your original consolidation, you've got your break below your next stage of consolidation in here. So this might be your first, I forget, is it accumulation? It might be. Then you've got your smart money reversal occurring with arguably this could be a low risk buy. And then the first stage of distribution could be here, followed by whatever might be the second stage. Usually, the reason this don't look that clean is because usually, imagine, I'll draw it out here so it's a bit more visually pleasing. You've got your consolidation, price leaves it, it likes to touch and retest, then you might get another stage, you might go lower, this is where you get your breaker pattern. Now here's your low risk buy, and your first stage of consolidation, or the second, depending on what you get down here and how this performs, usually happens once we're met inside this range. So these, even imagine if there was another stage here. So these consolidation periods are where you expect, and this is why reclaimed order blocks work so well. Oops. because this is where you expect your next stage entry. Oh, okay. How did the 15-minute? Hmm. Still looks very valid. Looks good. We closed above midnight on ES. We closed above that order block. NQ is just being very slow. Very slow. It is interesting though. Like, sometimes the difference in a few handles can make so much impact. Like, I think it's like roughly like this, what it looks like on my other screen. So it's still a 1-to-1. Yeah, like this, 1-to-1. Um, and imagine if the 1-to-1 was just slightly lower, we would have had a perfect take profit. We'd be out, we'd be chilling. Instead, we're stuck here. You're stuck in here with me. We all need to channel our lucky genie for this price to go up. Let's get praying. What may Okay, what are we in? We're in 10 to 11 macro. But I will reflect once the price gets hit here. Because look, on this pair, it might end up taking the stop loss, just for one example, and it might not take it on mine. So I'll as soon as it does, basically I'll close it, and on here to represent it, because I don't know exact unless I brought up the exact chart. Oh, I'll be really disappointed actually if this hits take stop loss. What do we have currently? Okay. Like, what are we reacting from? What are we bouncing from? What's happening? We're getting some sort of higher time frame resistance. There is some sort of high resistance liquidity run somewhere in here. Possibly because this high had already swept that high. So imagine if this high was like that and it was slightly more staggered, then this might be a high resistance liquidity run. I mean a low resistance. Also, considering 930, no, I think 930 was fine. That doesn't create any internal resistance. Just seemed that look like there's something that makes this not high probability, because more often than not we would have seen on NQ price action that we had on YM, where imagine we're entering in here and we've just had a nice displacement higher. Even ES, like, bro, in like if we check that, compare the 3 minutes, we're still respecting bullish PD raise, but now I'm kind of worried because I don't want to see the SMT where ES takes that buy side, but NQ is only able to take, like, I don't know, a smaller equivalent high, maybe this high for example, and then we seek internal liquidity and range until the PM session. I have seen that before. What was the price action that we had after 8:30? So after 8:30 released here, okay, we distributed, retracement, distribution. Let's check the 5 minute. It wasn't great either, because the reason I'm talking about that is because the news was at 8:30, and so even though, like, we typically wouldn't trade today, only because there's a red news event in the AM session, can we trade today, right? But because the news happened so much earlier on from the silver bullet, I'm thinking that maybe the main move happened here, and this was everything. And then now, since that's the distribution, this is the accumulation consolidation phase. I don't think so though, because the displacement we had here, the sharp retracement, yeah. Okay, we're gonna monitor this buy side here, and we're gonna monitor. I'll do it on the 1 minute. This here. Realistically, I want to see buy side get taken, even though that's not my target. It just would be it would just be algorithmic for that to happen. Because then the next time you see this sort of scenario, this pattern, you're not then stressing, oh, it might not take buy side type scenario. I mean, there is a slightly higher high on ES, is there? Okay, no, we've got these two equal highs. We're just looking at that for now. The draw might end up being higher, but we'll have to see. Okay, wait, let's go. Also, it touched it on, yes. Hasn't swept it completely. It did sweep these internal lows. Internal highs, sorry. Maybe we'll get some, like, explosion through this high. Okay, so there's that taken. This could be a time to look at. I'm just thinking. Yeah, I want to see how these next candles react, because how this reacts on this high here will determine whether I might end up just moving my take profits to this high. But I would like, okay, this looks good actually. And a clear expansion through the high. We just need a continued momentum on NQ. Okay, we're getting it on YM. We're getting similar structure. We're looking at that high. Wait, my take profit isn't even there. Wait, what? Wait. I've got quick time and check this actually. MMMQ, 3 minute. I don't know exactly where that was. Stop loss was something like that. Oh no. Oh no, that is right, yeah. Everything's right. It looks slightly different. Let me remove drawing. Let's go back to NQ. No, yeah, so actually, it is actually up here. But it just looks different. I don't know, is it 18? No, it's 17. I've got 17.25 on MNQ. Do we have clear more objectives on YM? We need to see this. This is quite important. not far from take profit. We're going to be patient and we're going to allow it to hit our take profit and not try and take it out early. That's a very good practice to do. Oh, there we go. So that's take profit hit. That was nice. So we did enjoy a bit of drawdown, but we were okay because we had our like 15-minute structure being respected, and it gave us a bit of confidence. Hey yo, GG bro. Big man things, thanks for being here, yeah? Oh, so look, this is good. We want to see, does it take this buy side now? Basically, if it takes that buy side, I'm done. I just want to see it though. I think we managed that quite well. So we were initially bearish, and this structure flip on the 15-minute made us aware of this potential reversal. Even though we didn't hit higher time frame discount, I think we factored in that we touched our higher time frame PD ray, which was that 4-hour fair value gap, and we navigated that quite well with a good liquidity sweep because we didn't enter too early. Yeah, there we go. So buy side's hit. Big man things. Yeah, look, this is some good advice. There's lots of stuff in there, but right. That's me done for today. I'm not gonna be on for the PM session. Like, I'm not gonna live stream it. Typically, I won't live stream the PM if I've took some kind of good or bad trade on the PM. Like the PM sessions will always be a 50-50 type thing. Depends, but definitely not today. I'll end it on a win. Yeah, do be mindful. Wednesday, bank holiday, so Tuesday PM session is something to be careful of. AM sessions should still be good though. Also, yeah, if we're getting something to consider is if we're getting a Z day here where we're taking highs and then lows type thing. Tuesday should usually be Tuesday or Wednesday will be our distribution days. If Monday is that day, so if Monday is a range day, typically Tuesday is a good day. Oh, this would look nice. So this is what I'm gonna look for in the PM. Is this 4-hour candle? If we can close above this order block, I'll use. Not that I'm gonna trade it, but I would just look at that being the point of interest. All right, that's me done for here. All right, thanks for anyone who watched. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.